Okay, here we go back at it, part two. Remember, we talked about the tight ends role. Okay, and that's going to change a couple things for other people. One, it's going to kick our count over to the right because if we're in base and the tight end is there blocking, we just go ahead and use him right here on that Sam linebacker. Now, let's start talking about everybody else's role. Okay, we're in a 1-and-2 situation again, except here again, we got two bigs here to occupy two bigs, and then we got another linebacker that we need to account for. So let's use this all to our advantage, okay? All right, and so since we put that tight end manned up on the Sam, now that H can roll over the top and widen the play and then sort of sift in here. If that linebacker makes it over the top, he can get him, or he can just continue rolling up. Tailback, you're outside. You're going to have a block here by the Z. Just get through that gap and win the race. And then that leaves everybody else pretty much in a stuck situation. So it'll be the tackle on the tackle on the defensive end, the right guard on the guard, the center. He can do a couple different things. What I'd like for you to start doing is go ahead and gator that. That's a call just between you two. Pin and let him go. And now he'll come around and realize who he's pulling for. And he has quite an advantage right there. And then backside tackle, you just sift. Get inside. Don't let anybody cross your nose. If that guy runs upfield, let him go. And then just continue to sift on up the field. And so that could be a very good looking play because here again, we're going to utilize the ability to build a wall here, and run somewhere in between. Okay. All right. While I'm right here, let me go ahead and run this since we're talking about these one on one overtakes. Let's go ahead and let Coach Jones talk about what it takes to make that overtake block. All right, get him off of there. It's him and Matthew. We're out at the field a few weeks ago. I've been holding on to this, and so without further ado, here we go. Did that? We can cut into it. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about the step. Yeah. All right, let me get it from this side. Beautiful. Same little spiel there, coach. Whole thing. One thing you learn in Hollywood, you repeat, cut and paste. Now, coaching that, you obviously have won the race. How does that help the players behind you? Good stuff there, coach. Um, I find it very ironic, guys. These two coaches that you have here, both of them played center. Matthew played center for me at Philip O'Berry. Coach Jones played center at Johnson C. Smith. So you got two guys who are technicians, who know the game, know this offense, who will do a great job helping you guys get better at what you're doing. You need to utilize the resources that you have. Okay. All right. So what we're talking about here, Okay, worked more so for this side because here again, if we're going full zone, we'll take two guys to the party. Okay, here we don't have the luxury because the defense really has us out leveraged. So that's why we have to take those really good steps that coach talked about so that we can get those two guys sealed inside. Okay, now we can live with one guy overrunning because tackles, should that guy overrun, then we just become a drive blocker and we take him exactly where he's going to go. Hopefully, we can get that seal on that guy and then start to build the wall right here. But but right guard, we really can't afford to lose two guys here. Ideally, we'd love to overtake them both, but we can't lose two because that's too many people coming to the party. So that's why you have to take that step and literally sprint outside to get that leverage, work to that outside shoulder, as Coach Jones told you, and get those pins. Okay. All right. Remember, here again, we have the tight end, and then we have this guy coming around either there or over here to seal that next linebacker coming. What's left? Okay. Now, go ahead and pin, pull, let that guard come around for that, tackle, sift, and then go on up. If that guy stays with you, stay on him. But if he runs that way, keep right on going and get the next guy. And guys, when we do that, we will have a good play. Um, Unfortunately, our examples from last season aren't as good as I would like them to be. But go back and look at them and look at after you hear this install. Look at the things you could have done better. Okay. In this case, we get outside, but left tackle, that step is too vertical. Okay. You're going straight up the field. That way, that linebacker slips through. Okay. So we had to do a better job of all five guys. Let's go back to the very beginning. Okay. I'm going to stop you on your first step. Okay. And we had half the guys misstepped and stepped under themselves. Okay. What we didn't have that overtake 180 step that I teach y'all every day that we have to take. And that step is taking that outside foot, as Coach Jones said, and putting that outside foot in a good position to open your hips and widen and get that. So what we should see is we should see at least you two making that step. Center has to make that step here. Left guard, you can do it one or two ways. You guys can make that step and overtake, or you can fold it. You come around. Okay. Either way, we're not really worried about these guys. That run is not for them. Remember, look at this thing. If these guys are running down the play, if they're running down the play, then that leaves a huge area so that when the quarterback, if he handed off this way, he would be reading that way and come here. If he was bootlegging, he'd be coming there. So here again, don't worry about those guys. Let's just make sure that we get one, and that's two, three, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and get all these guys either cut off or kicked and open those alleys out here. Okay. All right. So remember, guys, if you have any questions on this, please feel free to give me a call. This install is in Huddle. You can go through here and look at all the particular diagrams of the play versus different defenses. You can look at the way we blocked it. Um, and here again, some of that is for you guys to interpret and make it work. Okay. And we'll add reads in here too, where we read the defensive end. Now that fullback goes really wide in case that linebacker skips over the top. Tackle goes up to block for the quarterback in case he pulls. We get that slam that I talked about and then work over to that Mike linebacker. And that's how we run it with the pull. So we got a lot of options. Guys, if we can become as good of an outside running team as we are inside, we will run for 250 yards a game average, which means we'll throw in some 300-yard games, okay? And we'll pummel people. So anyway, all right, enjoy this. Um, uh, hopefully I'll talk about this in our meeting. You can go back and look at this, but we'll do a virtual walkthrough in the offensive line meeting. This is Tuesday tonight at 7. So you guys take care. Have a great day. See you later on.